Hello, 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 hello. It is Thursday evening. Had to think of what day it was. So welcome to my Feeding the Duck. Yes. So happy to be here. Welcome everybody. So, and thank you for those who watch the replay. I know I'm not on a very specific time, and so many people it's like it's a hit and miss if if you get me live or not. Hello, hello, little Lexi. Sending everybody out so much love today. Um, I just had to come in and let you know, yes, I'm still here. I did have a few days off. I did have the weekend off. I did a beautiful cacao ceremony, which was absolutely. Oops, hold on. I started. Something happened. I was my daughter. Stop that. I started texting. Started to speak and text to my daughter at the same time, which I didn't want to do. I don't think she wants to hear my conversation. Anyways, so wonderful to be spending some time with you guys this evening. Things have been, of course, for those who didn't know, I worked many, many hours, about 35, worked 35 days straight, got Mother's Day off, worked a few more days, and then had the long weekend off, which was really nice. Now I'm on another 2 week work straight time because people are on vacation. Um, it's been a whirlwind of different energies coming forth, and I know the sun squaring Saturn, and Saturn's slowing down because Saturn is going to be going up to I think 7 degrees, and then it's going to be going retrograde. So it's going to sit at the 7 degrees point in Pisces, and the moon, like right now, I think it's at like 6, almost 7 degrees, and then the sun is going to be starting to is exact square by the weekend, and of course with Mars coming in Leo. So we have this intensity of energy that's coming in, and it's really important for us not to project our energy upon somebody else. So what does that mean? Um, that means basically owning 100% of your reality and not stepping out and getting emotional about things, not going out on a limb with on things and thinking that knowing that you have all the tools in your toolkit, not going out and trying to get something new in your toolkit. That's a big thing. If you're trying to go out and get something new or start something brand new, like if you're it's this isn't really the time to do it. We are stepping into two worlds, or we are stepping into two worlds. I mean, we're thinking of this Aquarius Pluto, yet there is, Pluto's going to be going back into Capricorn. So that's going back into the old world. And because there's still things that need to be done. There is many things that are transforming and changing within this world. And it always boggles my mind that people don't know these things. And I guess maybe because I'm just such a sleuth on finding information and information falling into my lap, that it really boggles my mind that people are unaware that um the farmers in the Netherlands lost their fight. I mean, that's dreadful, and that they are going to be having to sell their farms to the government, and the EU was a big push on that. And these are all livestock farms, and this is what we're beginning to see, how this energy is coming in to really force these major changes that are coming into this world. Yet going back into the old energy, I think Pluto's really going to get us to see some intensity. Now, Pluto squaring the sun, you got to think what Pluto is. He's the god, he's Hades, so lord of the underworld, god of the underworld, sorry. And then squaring the sun. So that's intensity, that's heat that's coming up. So there's going to be a lot of intensity and heat that's coming up. And it's Pluto, so it's Plutonian. So something very explosive could be happening. It could be good, it could be bad, but this is where we really have to watch how we are projecting out there. Watch how you are, or what are you putting out there. Now, I know I just brought in about the EU and the Netherlands. It is it is where we have to really start to begin to see how these changes are coming forth in our world. Now, Canadians, I find, I don't know if they don't realize there's something happening in the outside world, if or it's happening in the world. I'm totally amazed that HomeSense is doing hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. I mean, that's absolutely wonderful. I mean, they're employing a lot of people. People are working. I think it's great, but it's like, what are people buying? Like, people are buying crazy shit right now, right? And it's like a huge avoidance on seeing the truth. Now, I talked to a guy today, and I jokingly said, because he paid for his drink with money. I said, "Oh my God, what is this?" And he said, "Yeah, you probably don't see that a lot." I said, "No, not really. People don't always pay with cash, unless they're trying to empty their wallet, like with the change, loose change and stuff." And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, it's better, And we sort of had a conversation, a quick one, about the government and wanting to bring in their own currency and coin. Now, with where Uranus is going into the last decade of Taurus, we are going to see, and I've said this, when Uranus went into Taurus, major changes that are going to be coming in within our money cycle and within um the markets. So we're going to be starting to begin to see some major changes within the markets. There's going to be some huge push within the market changes, and that's with where Uranus is at the 20th degree of Taurus. And so we're also coming into the energies of the first, push for the war. We are in full-fledged World War III, whether people want to admit it or not. So these inevitable changes are coming forth. And with the aspects that I was looking at, I'm just like, okay, where's some positive energy it's coming in? It is, I mean, it is positive. It's just how you're going to utilize the intensity coming forth. How much is being thrown at us to conform, to not react. And that's the whole thing. There's so much projection coming at us from media, from the news, from other areas. And this is where we have to stay steadfast, stay grounded, um, making sure that we don't falter into the craziness of it all, right? And finding our spiritual direction, finding our spiritual light is going, it is imperative, as especially as this year continues on. I think this weekend is not a weekend to sort of tootle off, but a weekend of spring cleaning, of really doing some deep dives of spring cleaning into your home, into your place, and setting things up, looking and preparing. Okay, what do I need to prepare for? What do I need to get? Do I still need all of this stuff? Or so this is looking at what you have, not necessarily going out buying new stuff. This isn't a time to go out and buy new stuff. This is a time of really looking at, how can I reinvest my energy into what I do have? And in reinvesting in what I do have, how can I upcycle, recycle, etc., with what I do have? This is going to be important as we are, going forward. If you need to do any home improvements in that, this could be where you find a neighbor. Maybe you need to barter with a neighbor to find, they have something that you need. Uh, it's the energies are really getting us to really look deeply into what is important within our lives. Um, when you see the things happening in Europe and with the farmers, I mean, it's very disheartening with that. but you have to take hold, take that this it's like almost where things have to fester up to a crazy point, and then there's going to be a huge explosion in this all, where people are going to not take as much as what you think they're going to take, but there's a festering up, and that's why it's so important to really begin to look at what you do have and not overextend yourself, especially where Uranus is coming at 20 degrees. Venus in Cancer, and she's slowing down, baby, because she's going to be going retrograde in Leo. We've never seen that, for her going all the way into Leo, and then she's going to be retrograde. She's not going to catch up to Mars right now. And Mars continuing going forward. There is this energy that's coming forth that's getting us to really pay attention to what's important, We're going to see a lot of anger coming out in the next little while. So there's going to be a lot of anger that's going to come forth, and this is where you have to really watch where you're directing your anger, where you're directing your energy, and making sure that you're directing the energy in a very positive light, and coming forth within this light. Because if when we do that, and we really focus on as much as we can, we're going to find that we can go into such a better direction within the world around us. It's a crazy one right now, and the intensities and the push for conformity and people to conform is it's a crazy one. But it's staying strong within yourself, and within your spiritual self is the most important. Now, the other reason I came on here, I got my pajama top on. See, it's my little kitty. Anyways, showing you my pajama top. What I want to I have this years ago. Anyways, I did a teaching on manifest. It's a manifesting ritual. And this manifesting ritual has a morning part and a day part. Many people have received this who've taken classes with me. But the evening part is really important. I know many of us do have our spiritual practice, and we might have our morning ritual where we can meditate, journal, connect with connecting with our source, connecting with our light, and everything else as we go on to our day. But as we come into the evening, it's so important for us to connect it with our day. So right now, this is a beautiful time for us to connect with our essence and review our day and acknowledge ourselves for what we did well. With the craziness of the world, the craziness of the economy, and how we feel so much is spiraling out of control somewhere in our life, or we might not necessarily that we watch the news, but we might be watching something or we hear something, and we feel very unable to do something. So in doing this and saying, what did you do well today? What was that connection you did today? What was the maybe you made a beautiful roast, or maybe you made a fabulous dinner, or you really connected well with customers today, or clients today, or whatever it is. Take a moment and really put your hands on your heart and say, what did I do well today? What did I do well? And taking that moment and asking what you did well. If you feel called, this is another great time to energetically connect with a version of you who already has what you want. So this is a time too, this is what you did really well today, and then energetically really connect to yeah, but I really want to become more of this, like more of this beautiful, energetic person of creativity, and bring that energy and bring that force within you. Taking that time. And looking at the gratitude. Give thanks for all that you have and all that is on the way. So just you can mentally review all that you have and all that's on the way. Like you mentally just look at and being grateful, being grateful that you got through the day, being grateful that we are able to connect tonight. Beautiful. Just having that connection. And forgive and bless and clear. So it's time to clean the slate. Forgive anyone, including yourself, for anything that needs to be released and cleared. Anything that needs to be cleared by the goddess within and the divine above, below, to the left, to the right, before me, and behind me. I release, clear, and return to the divine source any energy that has been directed at me, consciously or unconsciously, that is not in my purest and highest good. I forgive all those from my present or my past whose actions require forgiveness, whether I am aware of them or not. I forgive them, I love them, I bless them, and release them to the divine Mother, Father, Source to continue their soul's journey in the co creative partnership. If there is anyone from my past or present who would be served by forgiving me, I invite and allow them to do so now. I forgive, love, bless, release myself from any perceived wrongdoing. That's a heavy one. I embrace that my life and all that is in it is a co creation with the divine. I embrace my power to choose and create my reality. May we all be free to continue our soul's path, grow, expand, and receive all of the good that is meant for. It is done. It is done. It is done. So be it. Release, release, release. Thank you. Connecting, taking that time to connect in the evening is just as important as taking the time to connect in the morning. And with the intensities of this energy that's coming up, as we are building up to a full moon, we are needing to embrace the energies even more so that we can become stronger, more fulfilled, more loving, more caring, and come to that part of us, that purest part of ourselves, that essence. And sometimes it's really hard to connect with that pure part of who we are because it scares us. It's unfamiliar to us because we're very good at throwing our own selves to the side and not accepting that truth and that light of who we are. And this is a time where we need to really bring forth those gratitudes at this time. Really taking time to consciously practice, practice this essence of who we are, and consciously bringing our essence to what is important to us, to the important relationships that we have, and speak to our essence, and speak to our true selves, and connecting with connecting with ourselves, this part of ourselves, with the intention of knowing our true desires. When you feel an urge or pull towards something, and ask, is this coming from my essence, or is this coming from my ego? And that's with a lot that might be thrown upon us, and we could be going, is this my ego, or is this my essence? Why am I going in that direction? So can really becoming more conscious of ourselves, becoming more conscious of what it is that we want to do and what we want to create, because we are the creative spirit, and this energy showing us that if we are going to be projecting, if we are going to bring forth, we can bring forth such greatness, but we can also bring forth a quick fix or a short-term satisfaction, and then we're going to be feeling lost again. So this is part of our magic. The magic is the path for us to allow for ourselves to connect and realize that the illusion of separation, and realizing that you are whole, complete, powerful, creative beings in the partnership with the divine is so important. It is so important for us to know that we are such manifesting energy, balls of energy, and that how we portray, how we project is very important. We have to be very conscious of it right now. And in order to connect with our essence is simple. It's to get empty and be present. Then feel into where where she might be. Listen and allow the messages to bubble up. Taking that time, that's why it's so important to take that time to review in the evening so that you can really connect with that essence of self. And then you will hear them in the absence of the ego mind or the small self. Like you'll hear these things bubble up, and you'll know that's my ego. That's a part of me that wants to take me somewhere that has been familiar, somewhere that has not allowed me to grow. And this is a time to really connect, to have that growth. So it makes sense. Connecting with your essence is a good idea. It makes sense to connect, to make it simple. The essence, to connect with yourself, this essence is simple. When you get good at this, the more it becomes instantaneously. I mentioned many times to put your hand on your heart, and it's going to direct you. The more you do it, the more you are able to really work within this energy and not get tousled around. Many things in our lives, are destined. Some things we can't stop from happening. And in that, when things like this happen, whether it's a death, whether it's a change in jobs, or it is a move within your, moving into a new home, or maybe it's the birth of a new child, when these things are happening, yeah, things are going to change. Things in your life are going to move in a different direction. But even as they're moving into this direction, they're still having that importance of connecting with self, because this is going to be a big side benefit of the practice. Your essence is a magnetic. It is coming into and allowing for you to attract the opportunities and what it is that you need, and what it is that you want to grow, and what you want to create. And this is also the golden key to attracting. Maybe it's new clients, maybe it's other opportunities and attention, without having to sell people on anything. Yes, there are going to be crazy energies that are coming in, or different roads that are going to come in, and that's fine. But remember, the connection of self is so important. That essence is going to be the key that is going to allow for you to be able to be that radiant person, and you become the light to others and guiding them to what they need and calling them forward. So being in your essence, radiating and projecting it out, that's what you want to project out, while bringing you a host of benefits in all areas when we're projecting that energy out. Because the thing is that when we have the sun and it's squaring Pluto, it's a lot, it's bursting. And then we have, we have Mars in Leo, right? And Mars in Leo is coming in and it's projecting out. So a lot of this fixed energy is there, this fixed energy that's coming in amongst this mutable energy, right? Where the sun is in Gemini. This mutability isn't as strong as the fixed. The fixed energy wants us to come in to be that co-creator. You know, Saturn is in Pisces. That's not a fixed energy. You know, that's very mutable energy. That's very crazy and can be very abstract, which Saturn doesn't like. Saturn doesn't want abstract. Saturn doesn't want crazy. It wants concrete. It wants fixed. It wants this, right? Because it is the ruler of Capricorn, right? And the co-ruler of Aquarius. They don't want crazy abstractness, not necessarily, but it wants to bring in these desires and this truth. And so it's really important to be very clear on what it is that you are desiring at this time. If you are feeling chaotic and crazy, then go have an Epsom salt bath, go have a shower, go walk in nature, connect with a tree, hug a tree. This is where you go eat something grounding, at this time. So it's going to be important for you to do that so you're not feeling out of sorts. And with this is where you are going to be coming in and coming forward to the magic and about reconnecting to that creative core. So, excuse me, your essence is there. And living from that place every single day is very important as we step forward. We're coming into heavy retrograde energies. Saturn will be going retrograde soon, and then we'll have Jupiter going retrograde, Venus going retrograde, you know? So it's really important for us to really connect with our truth and our essence at this time so we can be that inner spark and to connect to that inner spark of others, right? And we can find those little sparks that are going to help us to connect and create, to know that we are very powerful, powerful energies and we can create our desires at this time very, much more so than before. So couple things that I'm going to leave you with for you to just sort of ponder. What difference has how are the challenges? How are the challenges in your life? What are the challenges in your life? And how is the challenge helping you to achieve your goals? How is the challenge impacting your relationships with nature, yourself, and how is how are things in your life? How are you reducing the stress and anxiety in your life? What are you doing to help yourself at this time? This is right now we are on this journey and there are pitfalls and we can sometimes lose our heart and feel depressed, or we could fall off the wagon. And that's the other thing, with especially with Neptune coming in and with Saturn being in Pisces. We really have to watch our commitment to our emotional and mental health and well-being. And the easier it will be to break through the uh the moments, and when to break through the lethargic energy and the moments when you feel you want to give up. Creating a time and a moment of these essence is, I'm just going to say, it's highly important. Today this is where we really need to be aware of. Sorry, people are texting me from work. This is very important that we really need to have those times of connection, of connecting to the heart. So hold your vision, begin to really look at what it is that you are desiring and be honest with it. If you're desiring, if you're desiring peace, what is peace? Right? So that's the thing, is like you bring it down to the core, bring it down to the atom, the molecule. So if you want peace, what is peace? What does peace look like to you? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? What is the color of peace for you? You know, if peace is um that's the most important thing. What is that essence of what that means to you? If you want to bring joy into your life, what is joy? And the thing is that you got to understand there is that Taurus energy there too with Uranus and Taurus. If peace and joy and stuff is related to money, allow yourself to embrace that, right? Because for so long within the spiritual community, they don't want to talk about it, but you saw all these spiritual people creating $1 million homes and stuff for themselves. Allow yourself to say that's okay. That's okay. You know what? Bringing peace means that I have a couple $1,000s in my bank account, or I have money stashed away in my house. That brings me peace. I feel good about that. Okay, honor that. Honor that. And that's the thing. So these are some of the steps that we want to start to bring. And this is where your uniqueness and creating that something special and expressing it out and allowing for you to get grounded with it is so important. That's my message to you tonight. So, sending you guys out with so much love in the craziness of this time and essence. I don't want to get too political on my YouTube anymore. Try not to. Sending out blessings and prayers to the farmers. I can feel there's frustration there. There's a lot of frustrations that are coming out. And so sending out blessings that, you know what, onwards and upwards. Be aware of what's happening in the world around you. Be aware of what's going on and don't hide away from it, because in knowledge is power, and in that knowledge is freedom. So may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, in all that you be, in all that you do. Blessed be everybody. And I'll see if I can come and connect tomorrow evening with you all. I made puffed wheat cakes while listening. Ooh, nice. Puffed wheat cakes. Yummy. Have a blessed one. If only you lived closer, Lexi, I'd walk over and have a cup of tea and some puffed wheat cakes. Yummy. Blessings, everybody. Bye-bye.